Hello, Emma. James just filled me in. I heard you were going to help us out with our wedding with some financial aid.
Yes, I had it saved up after all. Oh, you didn't have to bring up the financial side of things. I just wanted to bless the two of you on your very special occasion. Please think of it as a gift.
Just a simple gift, huh? I'm not so sure about that. Should I expect this gift to be of any use? You mean you raked in what you can from working part-time, right? I'm not sure how I should consider that a blessing, considering it won't be much at all.
Pardon me.
If you insist on us taking it, I guess I have no choice. I will take it. But you really didn't have to feel obliged to send us money when you don't have any. Also, don't think you will put us in your debt by sending some petty amount of money.
Please, that's not my intention at all. I really just wanted to bless you two. No strings attached. I'm not expecting anything from you two by doing this. You don't have to think too deeply about it.
Are you sure about that? Do you honestly mean that? I've seen this happen before. You say something like that now, but you never know. People just change as time passes. Then they try to figure out who owes them a favor. Plus, whenever money is involved, people think they have a say in the matter since they pitched in. You won't suddenly have a change of heart and tell us how we should have our wedding, right?
Of course not. The wedding can be arranged however you and James would like it to be. I am simply helping out however I can. I am not the kind of person that will start to interfere and become naggy at you two just because I send some financial aid.
Don't forget what you just said. You better keep your word. I'll even take a screenshot of what you just said as proof. Don't even think about butting in about telling us how we should do things.
Yes, of course. That is a promise I will keep.
Also, since you said this is a gift, you're not expecting anything from us, right? I don't want you trying to pressure us or anything of the sort later down the road. Don't think about using that as an excuse to make us do you a favor. You got all of that?
Hi there, Dorothy. I'm sorry I'm coming out of the blue here with this text. I would like to ask you something about James and Tiffany. Well, more specifically, I would like to know if you heard anything from Tiffany.
What's this about, Emma? Is something wrong?
Well, it's about their wedding. I was hoping to give them some money to help them out, but Tiffany doesn't seem to be fond of it at all. So I came to you. Has Tiffany told you anything?
I'm sorry I can't be much of a help here, Emma. I actually don't have Tiffany's number or anything. So I don't know anything.
My, is that so? Then I suppose I should ask James about this whole thing. I just wanted to help them out with their wedding, but Tiffany really doesn't seem to like the idea, so I thought maybe I shouldn't do anything at all.
Pardon me? How could Tiffany not accept your help?
Well, she didn't say she doesn't want it. At least not in those exact words. But she doesn't seem to like it either. If anything, she seems to think of me as a nuisance or a bother.
But you still want to help them, right? By that, you mean you'll do the same as you did for our wedding? Just like how you paid for me and George's wedding venue costs?
Yes, that is exactly my intention here. I asked James about their wedding venue, and he told me it will cost around $20,000. I was so glad when I heard it, since it was within my budget.
$20,000? That's around the same amount you paid for our wedding, right?
Well, my whole reason for working this hard all this time was to support my children. My husband and I weren't exactly living the high life, so we couldn't afford to have a proper wedding ceremony. I didn't want my children to go through the same situation. I had to do what I could as the sole parent left for my children. So I was really proud of myself, helping out both of my sons like this.
You really didn't have to push yourself so far to pay for your children's wedding costs. How could anyone not feel blessed about receiving that kind of money from their mother? There has to be some kind of misunderstanding. In case I haven't told you yet, I was really happy when I heard you were going to help. I appreciate it, Emma.
Oh my. Do you really feel that way?
Yes, of course I do. How could anyone not appreciate something like that?
It was the best wedding I could ask for. All thanks to you. I am sure Tiffany feels the same way. I really do hope that is the case. But her replies say otherwise. There has to be a misunderstanding. I'm sure of it. Tiffany did say she will accept it, right? Yes, she did. But she mentioned not to expect anything from her in the sort. She said she was worried I would try and control their wedding or something. Of course, that's not what I'm planning either. I'm going to give Tiffany the benefit of the doubt here. Maybe she's overthinking all of this. Perhaps she's feeling stressed about the upcoming wedding. Maybe she just can't simply take such an enormous amount of money from you. Maybe she thinks she'll be taking on a burden by accepting your money. I'm sure Tiffany's just putting on an act and she doesn't want you to bear more than what you already have. When you put it that way, maybe that is the case. That has to be the case. I'm sure you don't have to worry about anything. There's no way any girl wouldn't appreciate a mother-in-law like you. Especially someone that's willing to help out with her wedding in such a meaningful way. I'm sure Tiffany feels the same as I did. She just lacks the proper words with everything going on. Having a wedding isn't exactly a walk in the park after all. Thank you, Dorothy. You always help me out with your positive vibes. I appreciate it. Please don't mention it. That's the only thing good about me after all. In any case, I can't wait to see the wedding. Oh, I'll get George to pick you up so we can go there together. You really don't have to, but I appreciate it. Well, I'll see you on the day of the wedding then. Have a nice day.
Oh my God, Emma. How could you show up to the wedding like that? Just what are you wearing? Could you look any more like a beggar? How could you think of coming to our wedding in rags? Are you trying to embarrass me?
Pardon? I thought it suits the occasion. This dress is from a well-known brand as well.
I can't believe you, Emma. This is just not acceptable. I'm not sure if what you're wearing even counts as a dress, let alone clothes.
I asked James if there was a dress code in advance. He said there wasn't one, and I was free to wear whatever I wanted. So I chose this one. It's a special dress that I wore on special occasions with my husband. I wanted to feel like he was here with me on this special day.
Oh, please. Save me the excuses. Plus, trying to guilt-trip me with a sentimental story isn't going to work. Sure, there isn't a strict code that was set in stone today. But would it hurt to have some common sense?
Don't you think that's unreasonable?
Who's the one being unreasonable here? Surely it's not me. It's not my fault you can't even afford something like an evening dress. I can't believe you're trying to ruin my perfect wedding just because you're living in poverty. Honestly, I think you owe me an apology. A simple apology gets you far in life, you know?
Excuse me.
Okay, maybe I was being a little harsh. I get something like an evening dress is out of your reach. A part-time job doesn't exactly pay out a fortune after all. But couldn't you at least come up with the idea of renting one? I'm sure those rental services exist to help those living in poverty. Oh, maybe even that wasn't an option. Even rental places need to make money. I can't see you being able to afford a dress even as a rental. You're lucky if they didn't kick you out. So you owe me an apology. Repeat after me. I'm sorry I'm such a beggar who can't even afford a proper dress to attend my son's wedding.
I honestly don't see a reason to apologize. All I did was do as I was told. There was no dress code for this occasion. Now you're just insulting me, calling me a beggar and all that. On top of it, what is there for me to apologize for? That is taking it too far, in my opinion.
Excuse me? Do you think you're in any position to tell me that? You're the one who's lacking both money and common sense here. Oh, forget all this. I am so fed up with that attitude of yours. I can't take this anymore. Just leave. Now.
How could you say that?
Honestly, I didn't even want you to come in the first place. Then look what happens when I try to be nice. You can't even follow a dress code. And now you're the one throwing a tantrum. You're making me sick. Quite literally. I want you out of my sight right now.
Hold on. What do you mean you didn't even want me to come? Are you serious, Tiffany? You didn't want me around for this occasion.
Of course not. Who would want to have a beggar around to ruin the perfect wedding? It's a once-in-a-lifetime occasion. A special event. No one wants their wedding ruined just because of that one unclassy person attending it.
I can't believe what you're saying right now.
I am in love with James, and I'm marrying him, not his mother. Let me get this out of the way. I never liked you in the slightest. Not one bit. Think about it. James managed to graduate from a prestigious university and managed to score a decent career. On the other hand, you only work part-time. When I heard it, I couldn't believe it. It means you're totally thinking of leeching off of him down the road. There's no other explanation why you're living the way you do. Once you run out of money, all you have to do is call up James to support you with his hard-earned money. Such an elaborate plan all you old and useless people seem to have.
That's not what I have in mind at all. I'm only working part-time because it is simply enough for me to pay the bills. Also, I enjoy the work I do. Plus, I've been working for the same place for a while now. I don't really want to suddenly leave the people I've spent so much time with. I like my coworkers.
Enough of your yapping. I don't need to hear it. Did I even ask? I know you're going to rely on James the moment something happens. That's such a typical thing to expect from the old and useless. I really can't stand people like you. Leeching off of their children instead of working hard during their youth? You probably think of your children as a future asset that must answer all your demands once you become infirm.
I'm telling you, I had no such thought. I would like to think of myself as an independent woman.
Let me make this clear. I may be marrying James, but I don't plan on becoming your personal maid. I cannot consider someone like you part of my family. That's why I didn't even want you around at our wedding. The only reason I invited you is because you said you wanted to help out with the wedding. I honestly couldn't care any less, but I just had to see what kind of financial aid you had in mind for us.
That is quite a thing to say.
Plus, I did think not inviting the mother of the groom would be a bad idea. I didn't want people pointing fingers at me behind my back. But I think the whispers would be worth not having you here in that disgusting excuse for a dress. Just when I thought you couldn't be any worse. Do all beggars lack common sense?
All right then. You can forget about the help with the wedding then.
Whatever. Not like I need it. It's probably chicken feed anyways. Not something that would actually help in any way. Don't you worry about me. Just take that sorry thing with you and go home. Why not put that money towards looking for a retirement home? You will need it, because I don't plan on taking care of you when the time comes. Don't even think about it. Unless you're planning on staying at that dump you call a home.
Like I said, I never had any intention of relying on you and James. Well, since you don't want anything from me, I guess I will just go home. Suddenly I have $20,000 to spare, though. What should I do with it? With this much, I think I could afford a pretty high-end wheelchair by the time I would need it.
Wait a minute. Was this about 20 grand?
Maybe I can afford to move into a better retirement home. Yes, I think I can afford that upgrade. I suddenly have $20,000 to put toward finding a better place. Oh, I actually would like a place near the ocean. It would be such a nice view. Plus, just looking at it makes the time fly after all.
Hold on. Stop with your fantasies for a minute. What do you mean you just gained 20 grand?
What do you mean, what do I mean? That's the amount I was thinking to pitch in toward the wedding. That's what James said it was going to cost, at least.
Wait, it costs 20 grand just to rent this place? And you brought that much just as a gift?
Yes. Is it so weird for a beggar to save up that much? Honest work pays off. It's nothing strange.
That does not make any sense. There's no way someone like you can save up that much money. Plus, I didn't hear anything about you paying for our wedding venue.
We talked about it before, dear. It's not my fault you didn't listen. At any rate, I'll be going home with my money. Goodbye now. Have a great wedding.
I'm so sorry, Emma. James just filled me in on everything. I didn't think you were going to pay for our wedding venue. I knew you said you had a gift for us. I couldn't even imagine you were going to pay for our wedding venue. I thought you brought with you a few $100 at most.
I figured as much. Honestly, I'm not the type of person to nag at you about how I paid for your wedding venue. And I didn't even consider the possibility of having you take care of me later down the road. I tried to give you the benefit of the doubt for a while, though. I thought you were just shy or didn't want to seem inconsiderate by accepting my gift. But I guess it was all pointless. The truth is that you're just rude and spiteful.
No, don't say that. Please come back. I'll be waiting for you with open arms. We won't even start the ceremony until you get here.
Oh, you don't have to do something like that. I mean, I don't even have the proper dress for the occasion, do I? It would be terrible for me to ruin your special day. You don't want to ruin it by having someone so unclassy attending it after all. I have no intention of going back, and that will be that.
Please don't say that. That's not true at all. It's not just me. James wants you back as well. Plus, without your money, how am I supposed to focus on the wedding ceremony? All that will be on my mind is the wedding venue costs.
Oh, really?
Yes, really. We have to pay the venue right after the ceremony is over.
That's right. James was counting on me to take care of that part. He told me you two didn't have enough for a fancy place like that one.
That's exactly it. James suddenly suggested we look for a better place than the one we first had in mind. It did strike me as a bit weird since it was a little over our budget, but I thought he was just trying to impress me since it's a big day for both of us. Please, Emma, come back and just drop off the money.
Oh, you don't have to try so hard. No need to try and persuade me. Nothing coming out of your mouth will make me want to go back now.
Please, have mercy.
Well, I'm off. I hope you have a wonderful wedding.
Hold on! Don't you think you're acting selfish? You made a promise to pay for the wedding venue. Suddenly changing your mind isn't exactly keeping a promise. I'm sure you understand that.
Did you just seriously say that? The person that told me to go home. Have you no shame? You're also the one that told me I can take this money back. It's chicken feed, just like you said.
That's why I said I'm sorry. I'm telling you to bring it right now. Okay, I get you're upset because I was a little harsh. I'm sure you don't feel like coming back. I get that. All you have to do is just give us the money.
Oh, really? Unfortunately, I don't see a reason why I should.
I heard you paid for George's wedding. James told me all about it.
Yes, both George and Dorothy appreciated what I did for them.
Don't you think that's discrimination? You have to pay for both of your sons' weddings. It wouldn't be fair otherwise. You're playing favorites. You don't have to attend the wedding, but you need to learn to keep things fair. I'm sure that's common sense.
In that case, all we have to do is pay back the wedding costs to her and it's all fair, right? All right, I'm giving back the money Emma gave us as we speak.
What the heck? Who was this?
It's Dorothy. I went to see if Emma was okay since she suddenly said she'll be leaving. I didn't even imagine something like this was happening behind the scenes. I can't believe what I just heard. I didn't know you were this kind of person, Tiffany. You're only trying to get Emma's money by saying how unfair it is. In that case, we'll just return the money back to Emma. Now it's all fair, right? It just so happened she gave us $20,000 for us to spend on our wedding. Therefore, if we give Emma the $20,000 back, we're all on the same page, right? Emma doesn't have to give filth like you any of her money. Because that's fair, right?
Excuse me? What did you just call me?
You know, you really took a load off of our minds. Maybe I should thank you. We were always thinking about how we should pay Emma back for what she's done for us. George always wanted to do something for her. He always told me it's something he should never forget. Then he told me he's been putting away some of his money towards helping her. And what do you know? Before we knew it, we saved up $20,000 just today.
What the heck are you talking about?
George always felt so in debt to his dear mother. She has done so much for her sons, all by herself after her husband passed. So, George always wanted to have Emma live a comfortable life in her senior age. He also told me he's been saving up since he was a young boy. After hearing that story, I just had to help out by saving up what I can.
And that happens to be 20 grand?
Exactly. And we just paid her back a moment ago. Emma gave us a grand total of $20,000. So paying her back exactly $20,000 is fair, right? There. Now both the brothers received a fair amount of $0. All fair and square. Nothing like a mother that treats her sons both equally, right?
Why would you do that? I need that money. Could you butt out, please? This doesn't even concern you. Why are you doing this?
Honestly, it's because I don't think you deserve any money from Emma. You seem like the kind of person who can't even appreciate what others do for you. Even that's a nice way of putting it. You're the kind of person that likes to crush those you don't see as fit. Emma doesn't have to give any of her money to a monster like you. Frankly, she doesn't owe you anything. While we're on it, let me tell you this, Tiffany. The term monster isn't enough for a person like you. You're absolutely disgusting.
How dare you say that to me?
Just so you know, I'm the type of person who pays back exactly what I get from others.
What the heck is that supposed to mean? What the heck did I ever do to you?
Open your eyes. Are you blind as well? Do monsters not have eyes? You treated Emma with such disrespect. Emma is someone I genuinely love and respect. You treated her like trash. Therefore, I am treating you the same way. Don't you even think I'll have a single shred of respect for you, you disgusting filth? In any case, I'll be going home too.
Wait, why would you leave?
I can't have Emma go home just by herself. Duh. Do monsters not have brains either? Oh, and George just told me he's coming as well.
Wait, hold up! I can't have all of you leave! Can't you see? What will all the guests think if the groom's whole family goes home? They're definitely gonna think something's up. Are you trying to embarrass me here?
Really? That's what you're concerned about? I couldn't care less even if I tried. You seem to be someone so concerned of what others think of you. But how is it that you don't think the same way when it comes to your mother-in-law? Total strangers matter more to you than the people that will be part of your family for the rest of your life? What kind of double? Oh, forget it. I honestly can't be bothered. Just a note, I won't be talking to you ever again. Goodbye now.
Please, Emma! Please come back to the wedding. I'm begging you. I'll apologize for everything I've done and said to you. The whole wedding will be ruined without you. I need you here.
All that happened is that your beggar mother-in-law left, accompanied by her younger son and his wife.
That's exactly the problem right now. All the guests are concerned about how the entire family from the groom's side just suddenly left. Some even think this wedding might be off. The wedding venue staff is upset as well. They totally changed their attitude toward us when we told them we'd have to pay them the money at a later date. I can't have a wedding like this. This isn't what I had in mind.
No need to be down in the dumps about it. You can do it. You just need some encouragement, that's all.
I really do mean it when I say I'm sorry. I really am. Please come back. Look, I won't even ask you to pay the $20,000. Just $10,000 will do. That's not much, right? So please, just come back.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Just a moment ago, George and Dorothy paid me back the money I spent on their wedding. So, for all fairness, I won't be paying a single cent for James's wedding. That's only fair, right?
Have some mercy! I'm begging you here!
Anyway, stop sending me these texts. I'm miles away from that place now anyways. Hope you enjoy your wedding. I'll pray everything goes well while I'm back at my dump. As for what happened to the wedding after I left, I heard James and all the remaining guests try to liven up the mood as best they can. Though it didn't do much for Tiffany. She sulked through the whole wedding. Apparently, she looked as if she was attending a funeral, not her own wedding. In all of the photos and videos, she did not look like a happy bride celebrating her wedding. What was supposed to be her best day ever turned into the worst day of her life. After all that, the two managed to pay for the wedding services. But of course, that meant they had less money for their honeymoon. So they had to cancel all their plans. Even to this day, Tiffany keeps sending texts saying,
Please just let me see you. I want to apologize.
but I don't feel like seeing her face again. I don't even want to read her texts, so I decided to ignore her for the time being. Maybe someday, after a long time has passed, I might just feel like sending her a reply.
Thank you for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Share the video to your friends, and get notified for more content like this by subscribing to the channel.